You
Dark
know
fate.
how
All right,
you know
dark
how
fate.
like Predator, you know how Predator was like Predators and then Predator and then the Predator. Like we
Right.
haven't had one called a Predator yet.
Would Terminators be a musical?
I mean, it could be anything really. If they make another, I feel like if they even make another Terminator movie, that they might as well do that.
Yeah. You need
Like
Arnold in his prime though, singing and dancing. You can't have an elderly Arnold doing that.
you can't, they can't, they should just wait until he dies so nobody even like expects him to be in it.
They can just do like
It's
those what was it? Not Genesis, it was the one Salvation with the CGI Arnold. They just have a bunch of those like in like 2000 whatever it was quality.
yeah, yeah, that was bad. The movie's bad.
Okay, let's do this other thing, I guess. It's
Okay.
recording. Oh, that's cool. Hey, it's imprisoned in prison. It's an the prisoner podcast. Wait, was it?
Hey,
Hey, I don't know. We
what's
record these
up?
we record these
What's
somewhat
up?
sporadically, so we don't we I think we forget the format from episode to episode.
What format?
Exactly. I do know this. We're talking about the prisoner episode A, B, and C today.
Those
Your
are not. That's
mark.
one episode, not three different episodes.
Right. It could have been four because they bring up the D
A mark.
eventually.
Yeah, they do. They do slip in the D in the end.
Did you just introduce yourself like under your breath?
Yes, I'm Mark. Hi.
Okay. That
I,
was like the most low.
I'm here.
I never said I'm mad. I actually just said your mark, and
Don't look at me. You're Matt.
there. That's all I wanted. I wanted to be introduced. um,
Everybody wants to be introduced. Remember that song? Everyone just wants to be introduced.
by Tears for Fears.
Yes.
Okay.
No,
Um,
that's everybody wants to be intubated.
okay. This is A, B, and C though. I was like I felt bad yesterday. I was like, oh yeah, this is your summary too, and you're like, am I do trivia? You always do the trivia for this one. I remember that part of the format. Tell us the trivia for this one.
The trivia for this one is this episode was 10th in production order, but third originally aired. Veteran director Pat Jackson is on deck for this episode. He previously directed works such as 70 Deadly Pills and No Place Like Homicide, and continued to work well into the 1970s. He will be back to direct three more Prisoner episodes.
Homicide,
Anthony's,
not homicide.
well, the joke doesn't really work if you say homicide.
Okay, just checking.
Also British, you know. I think they always say homicide. Call Luke real quick and ask him if they always say homicide. Okay, anyway. Anthony Skeen returns once again to write, having previously penned Dance of the Dead. He'll be back for one more Prisoner episode after this. Colin Gordon is our number two, and he's the second of the two number twos who appear more than once. He made a name for himself on British stages in the 1930s, first playing as the hind legs of a horse in Toad of Toad Hall. He would go on to act in films such as The Day They Robbed the Bank of England, Why Bother to Knock, and The Horsemasters. He'll be back next episode for the second of his two appearances as number two. Sheila Allen plays number 14. She had years of previous British TV experience and had a long career after this. Her last two acting credits were Love Actually and Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire. Now for the letters. Peter Bowles plays A. He had a long career before and after this show, acting in The Stiff Key Scandals of 1932 and A Day in the Death of Joe Egg. He passed away earlier this year in 2022 at the age of 85. Annette Carell plays B. She was born in Germany in 1926 and had a career spanning the 50s and 60s, acting in such series as Outbreak of Murder and The Human Jungle. Like many actors on The Prisoner, she passed away within a year of the series airing in late 1967. Finally, Catherine Cath plays C, aka Madame Engadine. Born in France with a career in both French and English TV and film, she was in The Cupboard Was Bare and Peril for the Guy, and made it onto one episode of The Benny Hill Show. She kept acting well into the 1980s and passed away in 2012.
Now you're finished.
Trivia.
Okay. You could just go like, and then I'll know you're finished or something, right?
Trivia over.
Summary start.
Summary, begin. Our number two gets a phone call offering him. Our number two gets a phone call ordering him to step up efforts to extract information from number six, specifically the reason he resigned. Number 14 has a machine and a drug to monitor number six's dreams and see what he would have done in a given situation. Number two's research says that six was most likely to sell it to three people, codenamed A, B, and C, and they were all present at a party in Paris hosted by Madame Engadine. 14 says they can only use 3 doses of the drug because 4 would kill him. Some goons bring number 6 into the lab and he's injected and hooked up to the machine. 2 and 14 watch number 6's vision of the party unfold and watch him have a conversation with a gentleman with a mustache, who then abducts him and then has all of his henchmen physically demolished by number 6. Later, after he wakes up, number 6 realizes that he's been drugged, but plays along anyway, and his nightly tea knocks him out later that evening. We see number 6 enter the dream party once again, and he meets up with B, a female spy. She tries to see if he will sell out to her, but then number 14 gets impatient, so she starts controlling B directly, feeding her lines, which leads number 6 to distrust the entire process and back off within the dream. Number 2 has decided that C must be the only person left, but number 6 has sabotaged the experiment by diluting the drug and faking drinking the tea after figuring out what was going on. In the dream, C turns out to be Madame Engadine herself, and 6 agrees to go with her to meet her superior, who number 14 labels as D. But then 2 and 14 watch as number 6 pulls the mask off D to reveal number 2 himself within the dream, revealing that number 6 has full control, and then shows them travel brochures assuring them that he only resigned to take a holiday. Summary
So
end.
so we've answered the question. Series over. You're just taking
Yep.
a holiday. Okay.
Unless
The Lorax? Yeah,
what
that's
if
what the
that was
that's what the Lorax says.
a work?
We still have like what 10 episodes or something to go. So I suppose there's
Yes, we
something
don't
else to
know,
think
do we?
about. That's right. Is
It's a
so
lot to think about.
is this the lamest number 2?
he's he's just they're all so funny in their own way.
Yeah, this guy just steps right into it like
He's
every
just
way
like,
possible.
yeah. You hear his voice in the beginning and he's kind of like, yeah, you're number 6. He's kind of like high pitched.
And he always looks mildly confused.
Yeah, he's great.
Yeah, yeah.
He's very funny.
I mean, I love how the episode just ends with the phallic phone ringing, and he's getting fired, and whatever that means in number 2 land.
Yeah, the largest phone is the one that number 1 calls them on.
Yeah. Do you think number 2s are firing squad, or are they sent to the farm up North Country, or what?
Well, to pull the curtain back a little bit, we know he'll be back for one more episode, and it's the next episode chronologically in most, if not all, of the episode orders.
Oh, okay.
So there is some
that
debate about the continuity of the two. We should probably discuss that more next when
yeah,
we
yeah.
review the next episode.
Yeah, my DVD here promises that it makes sense that way. So
There was a whole section in Wikipedia about it, and I didn't read it yet.
okay, that's probably fine. Yeah, I mean, I guess every episode's kind of MK Ultra. It's isn't the first time. I guess it's the first time we've put 6 in the weird room, is it? Because in
Well,
the very first episode, we saw the one guy like, speaking in tongues or something behind a porthole window.
the interesting thing to me is this is sort of the first episode that where number 6 escaping has like the plot doesn't have anything to do with number 6 trying to escape.
That's true. And it also is, I mean, number 6 is basically the victor in this bizarre mind battle where usually he gets like kind of like twisted at the end. I mean, not like twisted, but like there's a twist at the end, which puts him back where he started. Whereas this one, I guess maybe that's why number 2 has to return, because he kind of wins in this particular episode.
Yeah, usually number 6 thinks he's getting one over on everyone and he gets humbled, and this is just sort of the opposite.
Right, exactly. So I don't know. I guess that's, I mean, what this is 6 episodes. Well, we don't know how many episodes, and this is 10th in production order, so you gotta got to play with the formula a little bit by then, right? Not that this show has
For
much of a
sure.
formula to start with, but
It does and it doesn't.
yeah,
It's
okay.
it's it's a weird rhythm for sure. But
Right up at the start, all that weird lighting did feel very like Hammer film.
yeah, for sure.
I thought that was kind of cool because I don't think we've seen much of that in here. And just for the other observation, have we seen Six's like swank, sleepy time style fashion styles yet?
I think we have actually
Okay,
because there have been a couple of times when he wakes up and looks out the window. Kind
yeah,
of
I'm just
feel
oh
like a
yeah,
lot.
I'm just wondering if we've seen that awesome like kind of like tiger stripe bathrobe before because that's cool. I want that.
Yeah, me too.
Maybe
I
because
don't
I
have
was sleepy. I had to finish the episode this morning because I was just like falling asleep last night. So,
so I guess I'm jumping ahead here, but this touches pretty hard on the subject of lucid dreams, and you're the only one of the two of us who has any experience with that.
yeah, but it's a little different here because they're like, they're he's loose in the last part, I guess, right? For
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That's why I said jumping ahead.
oh, right, because A and B, he is just having a vivid dream that's being controlled. Um, I guess we could argue if the drug is creating the situation and he's simply not asleep at all and just faking that.
Well, you could also argue that if anything he even does in his dream has any bearing on anything and that actually would happen, then that's the whole basis of their entire experiment.
Yeah, by C, I guess we can say yes, he is lucid, but I mean, it's not like the normal way, you know. It's in like a weird mind controlly way.
Yeah. I at first I sort of misunderstood when I was first watching this and I was like, "Oh, they have AI." Which is like terrifying. You just put AI into someone's dream using a drug and that's pretty scary, right?
Now, of course, what I was thinking more was Dr. Ewan Cameron's psychic driving. I think we've talked about that before, have we, or not?
Mm-hmm. Yes,
So
for sure.
so people would come in just like I have mild depression, and then he put him in like a induced coma for like 3 weeks while playing tapes and stuff, which was supposed to. And a bunch of them came out weird, you know. They came in for like something relatively minor, and Dr. Cameron apparently just like scrambled their brains.
Yeah, I think that he would be very welcome to join the staff in the village.
Oh yeah, half of the stuff that's going on in the number two layer is like that sort of stuff, right?
But that was after this, wasn't it? Was that the 70s?
No, it was early '60s. So, well,
Oh,
I mean, it was happening concurrently in Canada. I think this is prime time for that, but I don't know if it was like public knowledge yet. So,
I feel like it kind of wasn't, but who knows? What if what if Patrick McGowan just sort of knew the guy and was like, old chap, there's a I heard about all this psychic driving nonsense.
he probably was just a spy. That's why the show exists. I
I mean,
mean,
that tracks.
was it Chuck Barris? Is it that the Confessions of a Dangerous Mind kind of vibe? You know?
Yeah, I wish that unfortunately he admitted that he faked all of it.
No, I know. I'm just saying
I
that
wish
kind of vibe. You know?
I
But
wish
there
he'd
are
just taken the secret to his grave so we could at least like speculate about it.
You know, I mean, he probably wasn't 100% lying about it. I know Peter Tork from the Monkeys said when the Monkeys were sent down to Brazil or somewhere in South America, they were literally asked for by CIA just to observe and report, you know, while they were on tour.
Yeah, I'm sure there's some truth to that, but it also could have been like some guy was a huge fan of the monkeys and he just wanted to um talk to them. Who knows?
Well, I mean, that makes perfect.
That'd
I
be
mean,
really
that's not quite asking them to spy. That's just the CIA being like, tell us what you see. You know, that's a little different. They're not telling them to
fun.
break into the presidential palace and steal papers or anything. You know,
I
or
hope
maybe
they
they
told
did.
the I hope they told the FBI about that like secret fuck chamber they had in the Monkeys TV series.
Yeah, sure, why not? You know,
uh
like obviously when Dennis Rodman went to North Korea when he came back, they were asking him, you know, I'm sure there were government officials asking him detailed questions about what he saw, you know.
Yeah, I hope he. I don't know what I hope he did. I have really mixed feelings about celebrities right now. Things are getting weird.
Okay.
We have
Yeah,
a fake
sure.
smart guy running Twitter right now.
Oh, right. Okay. I don't know you're dating this episode. Oh.
Yeah, and also Kanye West is like completely melting down, and
Oh,
as of this recording, hasn't killed anyone yet.
he's been making awesome speeches for years now.
Yeah,
But getting I guess back into this one. Oh, here's what I actually, since you mentioned lucid dream, I put in my notes. It's that not quite lucid dream kind of party. That's during A and B when I wrote that. So,
hmm.
oh, and then I wrote everybody wants to rule the world. So I was already on the tiers. Were you looking at my notes? I don't know. Is it?
I
It's
skimmed your notes really quick because you sent them to me right when you started the Zoom meeting.
that's when I finished the episode.
Ah, okay. Well,
Yeah,
I finished my episode at 5 p.m., so
I don't know what time it is for
clearly I'm
you.
more dedicated. It's 7.
Oh, okay. So yeah, that's how we roll this sometimes.
Yeah, see the pants. Yeah, they nailed dream logic pretty well
But
in
it does
this.
have that
That's
kind of inception thing of like it's not as weird as I want dreams to be.
but that but it's more like as weird as dreams are. I feel like something that's as weird as dreams that actually nails how weird dreams are is like existence. You know, it's not supposed to be a dream, but yeah,
Right.
everyone's kind of uh,
Yeah.
but
Lost Highway, David Lynch films for sure.
yeah, David Lynch films Mulholland Drive. I mean, the thing is that it's hard to make that kind of stuff entertaining, unfortunately.
I mean, I guess in this case, they should have just I mean they needed to give him a somewhat realistic or hope he had a somewhat realistic situation. The drug induces the party too, I guess, somehow.
Yeah, that was a really confusing part to me. I was like, oh, that was why I thought they had AI because I'm just still don't understand how the drug can make a party happen.
I guess we could assume there's a base drug to induce the party. Like, just like smells or some sensory stuff, right? Maybe they have that because
Well,
that one could have been like less dangerous, which is why it didn't come up as like the super experimental gonna kill him drug.
I don't know what makes less sense, like the possibility they could induce the party or the possibility that they can know that there are 3 people he could sell out to at a specific party, but they don't know who the people are. Like that's the confusing. That's the really confusing part to me.
Well, maybe he supplied that information in his questionnaire when he entered the village. He just wouldn't answer that last question. Why did you resign? He left that one blank.
What if he just set up this whole thing in the first place and none of those people are even real?
Which the people in the dream are not
Like
real.
none
No,
of it was real. Yeah.
well, no, of course he set it up. But yeah, like yeah. Anyway, yeah, it had to be a convincing situation, I suppose. So I'm just assuming maybe there's like a base. It's like when people do makeup, they have to put on like the foundation before they put on the whatever they put on because I don't do makeup that often.
Second foundation. Then you put on the third foundation. Then you put on the pancake. And then you put
Okay.
on the eyeliner, and then the mascara, and then you put on the lipstick, and then you put on the outer lipstick, and then you put on the fourth foundation, and then you put on the
Second foundation is the one that can read your
second
mind, right?
foundation. Yeah, second foundation is the one that can read your mind. Yes.
Okay, just making sure it's been a little while. Um, yeah, I guess you would know more about makeup, wouldn't you? I just know my wife. We were at the Kynes home, which is like it's like a combination Walmart, Home Depot sort of thing, and she was like, "Oh, I want to check this mascara. Here, let me put it on you." And she was, "Hey, it'll come right off," and then it didn't come off. And I went around looking like Alex from A Clockwork Orange all day.
Yes. How many people do you think saw you and you were like the first white person they ever saw
Come on,
on a given day?
you've seen people and on a given day, yeah, sure. I was gonna say it's not like you don't see people in Japan sometimes.
But maybe somebody saw you and you were the first white person they ever saw and they thought that just white people just did that.
Yeah, yeah. White people do just do that, don't they? You
It's
can see
true.
that on Twitter.
I can definitely I'd do it.
I do like this one definitely gives you another straight on spy scene. I've been noticing that increasing in the episodes. They'll give
Yeah.
you a little more like at first it's just like no spy stuff, right? And now you get a full on like Bond battle. So that was pretty cool.
Yeah, it was great. He just took all those guys out.
Danger Man. Yeah. So
And you get a woman with a gun to her head, and
right.
he screams, "Who are you?" at her. I'm keeping track of everything he screams, and I just want to make a supercut of all of it at the end of this podcast. Who are you?
Yeah, that'd be good. Yeah, I'm trying not to scream because my wife's working in the next room, but otherwise I would have screamed the intro. But yeah.
Yeah, it's 7 a.m. where you are, 6 a.m., 3
No,
a.m.,
it's 9
something
a.m.
a.m.,
It's not that bad.
9 a.m.
Oh
Almost ready for Japanese Thanksgiving, right?
I'm going to work. I'm
you,
gonna
th-
I'm
you
gonna
give
eat curry
thanks.
tonight. I'm having some curry tonight.
Yeah, that sounds great.
Yeah,
I
Thanksgiving
say
curry.
you give thanks to the Chinese for when you occupied them.
Oh yeah, sure,
Same
why
thing.
not? Yeah, okay. No, I think I brought up before it'd probably be the Ainu in that case, but
Right. Sure.
yeah, having that's the Hokkaido tribe that got kind of shoved out if people aren't that knowledgeable about that
And you
passage of
and
Japan,
you
which people generally aren't, I found. So yeah.
and you pretend that you sit at a table with them and you're friends now,
Well,
just like we do.
I had a trip to Hokkaido a few years ago, and the company put us in this like super nice hotel, which must have been like insanely expensive, right? But
Mhm.
it was like Ainu style and stuff, like done up Vegas or something. It was really weird. So
Whoa,
yeah,
cool.
like it was big budget. I think I can send some pictures to you or whatever, but
Do
yeah.
it.
Um, let's see, number 6, kick ass and shoes. These drugs have some gnarly hangovers. It doesn't look like he's enjoying his days in between.
I mean, it's kind of messed up that they literally inject him like on his wrist. That seems like really dangerous, right?
Well, they have to get it in an artery, I guess. I mean, that or the neck, right?
Guess I'm never. I don't think I've ever had anything injected into my wrist. It's always like in my arm or something,
Yeah, can't you
right?
go for don't they usually go for the anti elbow?
I think it's just like spurt goes all spurt if they
Is there a
get in your
name for
wrist.
that? The other side of your elbow?
Spurt.
No, the other side of your
Uh,
elbow. It's got to have a name. It's like one of those like
elbow
George
pit.
Carlin. Yeah, see, that's my point. There's not I remember the George Carlin bit. Like there's no name for those little lines under your nose, right?
Huh. There's
But you
probably
know
some
one.
Latin name that's terrible.
Yeah, there might be some medical term for both of those, but it's not in our conventional language. So it's like, what do you call it? But yeah, I'd expect them to maybe do it there. I mean, that way he wouldn't just look at it. I mean, it's like really obvious. Like it was like a gash of a injection hole.
Okay, well, Merriam-Webster says it's a weenus.
Seriously?
Yes, it
No,
does.
no,
I I'm sorry, but it does.
no. Which part
It's
is that?
it's either it's oh no, that's the loose skin on the outside of your elbow.
Oh, that's a weenus.
Yeah, that's a
So
weenus.
so I can go around showing my elbow and being like, "Hey, everyone, look at my weenus."
Yep.
Okay,
The actual thing you were looking for is a cubital fossa.
that's the other side of the elbow.
Cubital fossa.
Okay, how about the things under your nose?
Let's
How do you even
see.
look that up? The lines under your
Google?
nose. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I guess George Carlin didn't have Google.
No, he did not. Nasolabial folds.
Okay. Yeah, see, not common language stuff though, right? So,
Oh wait, that says skin folds that run from each side of the nose.
oh, I think that's
Is that what
the
he's talking about? Like the inside? Yeah, that's those.
okay.
You're talking about
Yeah.
like under the nose?
Yeah.
Uh,
Go on, Dr. Mark.
Nose. Oh, they're called nose to mouth line. No, they're not. God, nasolabial folds. It keeps telling me that. It really wants to tell me that.
Okay, maybe that's what they are. I anyway, yeah, like you just like, hey, I got those lines in your nose, right?
Lines directly under nose. God, it just wants to tell me wait,
I was good.
philtrum?
Sure. I think I might have even heard that word before.
Philtrum.
Okay, I think I've heard that
Yeah, there it
before.
is. It's a philtrum.
I'm most excited about discovering the weenus, of course, but
Oh yeah, you'll discover the weenus, all right. Uh Philtrum, yeah, there you go.
okay,
Philtrum.
I have heard that term before somewhere, but I did not. Obviously, I did not memorize it.
Well, guess what? You're not going to memorize it this time either.
Oh, this is a deep dive. I don't even know if you've seen this, but we mentioned like Lost Highway, Existence, all that stuff. But my favorite dream thing ever is an SCTV sketch called Dream Interpretation, which is a little bit similar to this episode where they got like Andrea Martin. Like, I don't think they're giving her deadly experimental drugs in that because it's a comedy sketch, but they have her sleeping, and it's like Rick Moranis is like watching her dream and interpreting it in real time.
Mhm.
But
That
it,
sounds awesome. I don't remember that at all.
yeah, like I said, it's a real deep cut. I think it's like early SCTV, like not even the stuff that made like the Shout Factory DVDs.
Mm, damn.
But that for me has always been kind of my favorite dream thing. Also because it's just funny and super insane. They lean full on into absurdist dream logic and stuff, right?
I think my favorite is the Pink Panther cartoon, Psychedelic Pink.
Oh yeah, that one is good, isn't it? I must have. Did I show that to you?
No, I saw it when I was a kid.
Okay. Yeah,
It's
yeah,
like they go, it's like they mess with the credits and everything. It's just so crazy. Like
yeah. I
trying to
know
find any information on why they made that or how. But I,
because it was the swinging '60s, man.
yeah, but 1968, same year as The Prisoner
Yellow Submarine. Yeah, sure.
or the year after.
Uh, sorry, that was oh yeah. I was just like this had some of the more obvious rear projection I've ever seen.
Yeah, it did. What are
Although
you
it's
gonna do, right?
it's a dream because then they show up at the quote unquote office, which is a castle, and now it's daytime, and then he opens the door, and now it's nighttime in Paris, and she's like, "I got to go back to the party." So it kind of does break down into dream logic in the end because the first two party iterations are definitely um just a party, right, and some fighting,
Hmm.
whereas the third one gets a little weirder, possibly because number six is a little more in control now, so maybe the weird dreaminess can take flight a little more.
Yeah, it was definitely really trippy towards the end because there was a whole thing where when he enters the dream world to meet C, it's all like sideways and tilted, and then just seeing him walk into the facility at the end was trippy itself. Like,
Yeah, so
like
so I guess I should say they didn't completely eschew that sort of thing. So yeah, they just got, but they didn't go full whack. Like I wanted to be like my dreams.
well, I mean, I don't know what to compare it to because I haven't watched a lot of late 1960s television, but it feels pretty trippy for that at least.
So I guess rate the mind game in this episode. Is it all just absurd blibber blabber? Was it purposeful? How do you feel? They we play mind games on number six every week. That's the point of the show. So how does this one rate for you?
I'd give it a 7.
I was looking more for just talking about it. I mean, you can give it a seven if you want
I
to.
don't, it has a 7 now. It's
It's
too
it
late. You can't unrate it.
seven out of
Um,
how many we don't even know. Okay,
a million. I don't know. That's the real low rating.
I was just saying compared to the other
What
mind
if it was
games,
like 7 out of 9?
then it'd have big boobs.
Yes,
Okay,
exactly. It has big boobs.
so
Um, I mean, it's it's like a thing where you get to see number six vulnerable in a different way, which is just it's always fun to see him kind of get. I know he's like our protagonist, but it's fun to see him kind of get messed with in different ways.
yeah,
That's sort of
and
the whole
and to see
thing.
him come up on top a little bit in this one. I'm just looking through the ones we've done so far, and we had the political mind game, of course. Just the real life mind manipulation, meeting people. Uh, Trying to be the escape, yeah, him just trying to escape and that being a mind game. Yeah, I think for me this kind of is the most fun one because you want the weird psychological stuff, right? Which I think as the series goes, we kind of drop into a little more because first is kind of like brute force and just like general subterfuge. So now we're getting into like the trippier stuff, I guess.
Yeah, as much as I like when Rover comes and it absorbs people and stuff like that, it's a little more fun to kind of go inwards sometimes.
Yeah, weird drug factory seems more fun in that case. So
Yeah, yeah, especially when the drugs are kind of inexplicable and mysterious.
right, right. So I like that. So I do think this is my favorite of the mind games thus far.
Perhaps. I mean,
Um, Go ahead.
I don't know if I had to pick a favorite mind game. I mean, Dance of the Dead was pretty good,
Yeah, 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 yeah. Sorry, that
but
was
that
the one I
also
kind of skimmed over. The old friend. Yeah, that's why I'm saying that one's still kind of like
that
that
was
one's
like
still
they were
like
trying to like execute him and stuff. They were trying to like try him and execute him.
it was like they were trying to make like a kind of a dream construction and reality in that episode, right?
Yeah.
Which I guess you could say the village itself is kind of that too. But
Well, that's sort of an interesting thing is that you're seeing it's really interesting to me that the at the end of the episode he's like I was just taking a vacation and throws brochures out because I feel like we've kind of seen that as a theme so far where it's like he gets to the village and there's the guy giving him maps and there's definitely it the whole thing feels like a vacation. So it's like how ironic you quit because you want a vacation and you have a vacation. You're somewhere off an island, right?
right, but I don't think that's where he wanted to go for vacation.
Yeah, but sometimes your vacation sucks.
It's too bad this wasn't a few years later and he could have like thrown down like a bunch of like theme park brochures.
Yeah, it was like he throws down the Magic Kingdom brochure. Like,
Yeah,
ah,
yeah, yeah. That's
I
where I think
just wanted to go to Magic Kingdom.
I just want to go to Disneyland. Well, that, of course, yes, that's a different
Yeah, you're
place.
right. Magic Kingdom would not have existed.
That's why I said a few
Didn't
years
exist for
later.
another 15 years. Yeah, Disneyland would have existed. Disneyland, I think, existed already.
They could have Knott's Berry Farm, maybe a Six Flags or two. Yeah.
Yeah,
Turns out that
I
number
wanted to
six
go to
was a
Coney
theme park
Island.
geek. Yeah, I hurt my back and neck for like 2 weeks after the cyclone.
When you rode it was the last time well, the one time I rode the Cyclone at Coney Island, they'd replaced the seats with like leather love seats.
Yeah, I think you've brought this one up before, to be honest.
Yeah, it was like, what's going on, dude? But I rode it by myself, so I just kept sliding left and right on the whole thing.
Same here. I was the only one on like the entire coaster, so that probably didn't help. So you got to weight those things down a little bit to have them work properly.
Yeah, but unfortunately, the Georgia Cyclone was actually far rougher than the Coney Island Cyclone when
Right.
they tore that down.
Yeah, yeah. I feel like we've hopefully not had that conversation on this podcast before, but we've had it on one podcast.
Mm.
So
Yeah, I was really distraught to listen to some episode of the Twilight Zone podcast and hear myself make the same point twice. It's like, no.
well, sometimes you got to double
Cursed.
down on your points, right? I mean,
Curses.
he goes to the same party 3 times in this episode.
That's true. At least we're not going to the same party 3 times.
Was it swinging music the whole time? Because basically, I saw A B went to bed, woke up and watched C, right? And then this morning I'm like, oh, they're really swinging, jamming at that party. And was that the case the first time?
I think so.
Okay,
Seemed like a fun party. Actually, no, I think the first time it was sort of like magical harp music because you were
it's a
supposed to be like,
dream.
oh, look at this wonderful party. It actually does seem like I was kind of jealous. I do kind of want to go to that party.
And by C, it's just like scum rock. Okay, then I did kind of track that a little bit right.
Yeah. Yeah, but I absolutely wish I could be at that party. I'd go into a dream where I could go to that party, except for I don't want a gun pointed at my head while I try to convince someone to sell out or anything like that, or get beat up by henchmen. I guess that's
Okay.
just what happens there. What kind of
Did you
party is that anyway?
spy party?
It's just like imagine like if you like it's
It's always
spy
gonna go
parties
down
are
at a spy
exactly
party.
like your regular parties, but this just people keep getting abducted and beaten up and driven off to other locations to get beaten up. And
Ain't a spy party if that doesn't happen.
it's like instead of your friends like crying and getting drunk, then they just like all
Get
like
abducted.
karate chop each other.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
You're like, oh, I was so hungover. I hope I didn't sell any secrets last night.
Better than the Illuminati party, right?
Yeah, I had no idea what that is.
I assume
That
that's
would
like
just be
Eyes Wide
like,
Shut.
yeah, I haven't seen it.
Okay.
Nobody's told me it was good.
It's really good. It's bizarre. It's like a dream. It's a dream movie.
Okay, maybe I
Um,
should watch it for Christmas then.
you just have to remember, like especially like scenes with Tom and Nicole. You're watching 700th take energy, right? It's like I don't know what you want, Stanley, and I'm just gonna do
Seven
something crazy. I mean,
seven hundredth take energy from people who were not in love with each other at all.
yeah, yeah. Well, yeah, yeah. Although Nicole's later said no, actually, make that movie was a fine time. So it was after when the Scientologists came back in that the poopy hit the fan.
Hmm.
So they were
Yeah,
just
who knows?
yeah, but yeah, yeah. I don't know. Anyway, no, that is. I mean, it's it's the Barry Lyndon strain of Kubrick, right? It's
Hmm.
you don't it doesn't have the flash of well the Illuminati party has some flash, so and actually I would say that has some prisoner mind leapery vibes too, because how they're like in that case it's like Tom's character's like at the he's a high powered doctor and that now but now he's like rubbing elbows with the real elite class, right? So
Yeah,
being made to show that he ain't crap, but kind of fits
they're
in the
like
prisoner. Although in the prisoner, number six is he's like kind of the king of the village, right? They're not trying to embarrass him and leave him out. They're trying to plummet. He's the most important thing here, right?
clearly they if they wanted to kill him, they would have killed him by now. It's like they've they've had no short. In fact, people seem to get yelled at for almost killing him.
Right, right. So that's my point. So that's a big difference where he's kind of the king of the palace in a way. So
He's like the Tom Cruise of the village.
by
Can you
M Night
imagine
Shyamalan.
what if they just remade this entire show but with Tom Cruise
Will they? Who do they
as number
remake it with?
6?
They remade
Ian
it with.
McKellen, but I don't think
Oh
Ian McKellen was the
no,
prisoner in that. I think he
I,
was the number 2.
I want to say Jim Cassiavell, but I'm pretty sure that's wrong. Let's have a quick look at that. I haven't seen the remake at all. I've seen this show a few times, but
Well, you know what we should do after we're done with this prisoner is just do that one.
maybe yeah, sure. It's just
Excuse to watch it.
my brain's just rupturing because I can't remember like who's
Yeah, I
in it.
guess it is Jim Caviezel. Yeah,
Is
it
that how
is.
you
It's
say his name?
Jesus
Oh yeah, here it says it stars both Jesus Christ and Gandalf.
Caviezel. Caviezel.
I've never known.
Caviezel. But
Cavuz.
Ian McKellen is number 2 for the entire series. What kind of crazy shit is that?
Boy, he
What
does a
is
better
that?
job. He's good at it.
That's
He's not like
weird.
he's not like the guy in this one.
I'm not used to that. That's so weird. And I'm seeing a bunch of people with 3-digit numbers:
Ooh,
832,
it must be.
909, 1891. What's going on, man? This is crazy.
It's a fully stocked village.
4-digit number people. Oh, there's an M2. They're just putting letters in there.
They ran out of
Absolute
numbers.
madness.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, yeah. Encyclopedia. What is that? That's weird.
I like I like the fact that the first user review says cult snobs lay off.
Right on. But
Would
yeah,
anyone really want to see a verbatim remake of a 1960s TV series? Come on, people.
they remake everything.
I know.
They don't make
It's
original
just
things
fun.
anymore.
It's funny. It's just funny that someone would just bother to
I mean
to
these
lay into people who didn't want this, and then it also has 20 upvotes and 27 downvotes.
I
So
mean
obviously, people are not that didn't resonate with anyone. It kind of makes me laugh when people's argument is like, "Come on," it's just that just isn't an argument.
come on it.
Come
no,
on, it.
I mean now it's like, oh, Westworld, that's like the most original show ever. It's like, what?
That's one of those where people swear that the first season is great and then the rest of it's garbage or something.
Yeah, I'm
I
just
haven't
like
watched any of that.
I saw a bit of the first season, but yeah, people are like, "Oh, it's so original." I'm like, "Okay, it is, but it's still a remake, folks." In a
Oh
way, I
well.
mean,
I think
it,
it's so different that it probably doesn't even matter that it's called Westworld.
I haven't been able to commit to any. I've heard of some of these shows are quite good, but I haven't been able to commit to any of these TV shows that are like, we're going to make a single movie into like a 5 season thing. Like a Snowpiercer, 12 Monkeys have that. Something else
Yeah,
completely insane had that. And I've heard both those shows are quite good, but I'm like, I can't be bothered.
I understand. It's like part of why I've been watching Andor is that they're like 2 seasons and it's over. So it's like that has been really good, but it's like it's nice to have just a promise that it's not going to go on forever.
Yeah, yeah, that's nice. I mean, that's just like an extended movie. Although in that case, why don't you just make a
Eh,
movie? But yeah,
honestly, like I honestly hope the guy who does Andor just goes and remakes the original trilogy.
sure, why not?
I like it that much. I'm just like just yeah, let that guy do anything he wants. It's great.
He can make another prisoner with Ian McClellan as number 6 and Jim Caviezel as number 2.
He'll just make a series that's The Prisoner, but it's Star Wars, and it's like Boba Fett trapped inside of the
Cloud
Sarlacc.
City. Oh,
He's
that is
trapped
Star.
inside the Sarlacc, and there's a bunch of people in there like, "Welcome to Sarlacc."
That sounds too gloopy of a show. I feel like the Sarlacc would be gloopy inside.
Yeah, it could be called the Gloopy Prisoner.
As for this podcast, we're part. Support us on Patreon under the umbrella of Podcastius. We talk about the Twilight Zone, Time Enough podcast, sci-fi movies, and Matt and Luke's Sci-Fi Sanctuary, and you'll find some gaming stuff with Luke Loves Pokemon, Monster Mash, and the Game Show. Um, I mean, I asked if you have anything to plug, but you don't even know when this is.
Yeah, plug yourself,
All
America
right,
and world. I don't know.
plug it up.
That's it. Get a model train set. Watch the trains go around. You should do that. Get a model train set. Put a hamburger on the tracks. Hit the hamburger with a train. Look at all that. Look at that. You just made a huge problem for yourself. I was so close to not breaking. Anyway,
I was wondering how long you're going with that. So, because that's a place
indefinite.
to go. We
Anyway,
can
dream about a French party.
okay. I have to cut this somewhere, so
Cut it there.
I am cutting it there. I,
Okay.
I've been buying. Did I tell you I've been buying tons of Wii games?
No, but I do actually have my first Wii now. I got it
Okay,
like 6 months ago.
because
That's funny.
Hannah and her cousin like rediscovered the Wii at the family house, and
Yeah.
we realized at the book off you can get like Wii games just for like we got Monster Hunter 3 for like $1. Um Skyward Sword and Twilight Princess for like $7 a pop. I got Mario Kart with 2 wheels up there. That was $8. So that's kind
Well,
of cool.
I actually hacked mine because it's actually so easy that like it's so easy to hack it. You basically put you take a SD card and you put it in a computer and run a program and then you put it into your Wii and then the Wii has a message and it's got a picture of a mail bomb on it and you mail bomb yourself and then that like hacks your Wii.
I think we now have every Wii game I really want and a few I don't want. So
Nice.
one of the reasons we were going to the book office, they went some Japanese Momotaro train game where you explore Japan and learn things. So that obviously wasn't popular in the States. And
Yeah,
we
I've seen
we won't
that. Go ahead.
we won't speak of the carnival game.
It's been it's been fucking advertised to me that there's just like a train control panel for Switch, I think, or like
That
some
makes
kind of
sense.
train game. It's just like, oh my
Probably this
God.
game. It's really popular in Japan.
I'm just
Yeah.
like looking up train game controller.
And type
Wow,
in
there's one that's just USB that you can hook to your computer.
type
God,
in
that's
type in
amazing.
Momotaro in your search.
Momotaro.
Or just MOMO should do the trick.
Whoa.
You're
Well, I
getting it.
see the game now.
I mean, you're probably seeing a more recent one. We got the Wii one, but yeah,
Momotaro Denetsu.
yeah, that's it. Yep. So really popular in Japan, and that one costs like $20. And then we got Dragon Quest
Shit.
1, 2, 3, which obviously I can't play in Japanese, but Hana
Yeah.
can. And that was like $20. And oh, I got the Mario Classic Collection for like it was like $6. Galaxy 2 was like $3. It's just like, yeah.
Cool.
It's kind of fun to have a stack of shit still. I still like physical shit.
I well, I used to, but things have gotten overwhelming here. So I've done things like take all of my discs out of the boxes and put them into wallets and put the boxes into closets and stuff like that
Oh, see,
because it's just
I've overwhelmed myself with the paper sleeves because the nearby rental shop has been hemorrhaging used CDs. For a while, it was like 50 cents a pop. I told you that already, but yeah, I got like
yeah.
50-cent albums for 50 cents.
I've been getting buying some 4K Blu-rays like the Prince of Darkness 4K and the Invisible Man 4K and
You see, I haven't
random
bought
other
any
shit.
Blu-rays recently. The only one I got is I got Grand Budapest Hotel because it was $5 on Blu-ray when we were getting the Wii games. So,
That's cool.
and I don't
Yeah,
have
it's
anything that plays 4K anything anyway.
well,
So,
I've had a 4K TV for like 4 years. It's just that like I didn't have a 4K Blu-ray player, and then like my previous Blu-ray player just broke, so I was like, well, that gives me an excuse to get a new one. And
did you
like
ever
the
watch
new
the
one's,
show? Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
go ahead. I was like, the new one's cool. That's all.
Okay.
My
Did you ever
pre
watch the TV show Person of Interest?
no.
Okay. It looked they had that at the rental shop, and that's I have to spend a little more money, but you get like the entire series. And I was like, oh, it's 8.5 on IMDb, so I assume it must not suck, but it's still network TV, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, like I think the last network TV thing I tried to watch was The Blacklist, and I didn't get very far into it. And apparently, it did that whole thing where it was teasing a mystery for like a couple of years and it just kept teasing it forever. And I've read some stuff on message boards where it's like literally the only way for this mystery to make sense, which is like who is the main James Spader related to the main lady in the show, is that he's her mother and had a sex change, but
Oh,
like the lady in the show like quit 3 years ago because I guess she was just tired, so they killed her off. So
okay.
it's just like it's just this. I mean, I hate that shit. Like I hate just the mystery being teased forever and ever and ever and ever. That's like part of why the first TV series I got into in forever was Breaking Bad, because they had just sort of immediately, you think that they're gonna tease out like, is somebody gonna find out he makes drugs, and they like just kind of squash that almost immediately.
Yeah,
Like his wife finds out that he makes meth in like the third episode, and you're just like, okay, well,
let's
cool.
move
Where's this
on.
going? Yeah.
I still need to complete watching that show at some point, so
Well, yeah, that and Better
right
Call
there I
Saul are
can do
both
it.
great.
Yeah, I can't do well. I guess Saul's first, but I feel like I have to do Breaking Bad first. But I mean,
Well, it's
honestly,
like,
I don't have time to watch much TV, so that's the real
yeah.
answer to the question: should I get Person of Interest? But the reviews are also like, oh, it sticks to its concept like all 5 seasons. Like it doesn't go like whack and shark jumpy. So
Oh,
according to the reviews, I don't know. So and then I like Michael Emerson a lot. So
well,
I
I can definitely say that Andor is worth watching because there's only like 12 episodes of it, and
I'll get to
that's
it at some
been
point.
I I honestly cannot believe how good a Star Wars thing it is. I mean, I can't believe how good something Star Wars related could be that I could recommend it this highly. Like it's just insane. Like
Have
I
you looked
think
Have you looked up anything on the Galactic Star Cruiser?
a little bit. I had friends who went on it. Did I tell you that?
Are they loaded or something? Yeah, it's like
Yeah, they kind of are.
okay.
It's well, it's complicated. It's sort of like um I think it's yeah, they have a yeah, they have a lot of money.
Okay.
I think they went on there with some friends of theirs who are like, I think podcast rich or something.
Mm.
So,
Now
yeah,
it
I don't
seems to
know.
be like slamming its face into the dirt, which is kind of fun to watch. Mostly because they overpriced it, and it seems like a little bit geechy from what I've seen.
I can't imagine anything being worth $4,000. Like
Yeah.
that's I could go visit you in Japan and stay in like a awesome fucking hotel and be there for 3 weeks and it probably wouldn't cost $4,000. You
Yeah,
know what I
really.
mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Like I could probably for $4,000, I could probably go hang out with you in Japan for like a week and a half and then go hang out in like Korea and China all three for that.
Right. Yeah, I was talking to some actually in the Discord, people were talking about Disney tickets being like $150 a pop. Whereas in
Mhm.
Japan, if especially if it's like it's still only like set like 80 or 90 for a day.
Mhm.
And if you're using your American credit card, it'd then be like 65. It'd be like what it was like 10 years ago or more. So,
Huh.
but what did you and I pay when we went in 2010 or whatever it was? Do you remember?
I think it's 2009, but I feel like it was like $90 or something.
Oh, was it that much by then? Okay, because I just remember in Japan because it was like 6,000 yen forever,
Yeah.
and then maybe a few times I went before, and it was like like $60 in America. So, but now it's like 150. It's like that's insane.
Yeah, and apparently the magic is kind of not to I know they just like replaced their CEO in a crazy bloodbath, but like apparently the experience has gotten worse. Like there's shit's gotten kind of run down and dirtier and things
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that cuz that was
That's why Tokyo is the place to be. I think if you want to do the parks.
yeah, but also I could go anywhere in Tokyo and it would probably be as clean as Disney has ever been.
Oh yeah, I mean,
So
yeah,
yeah.
I guess you never had the need to go to Disney here. Although I would say go to see
Well,
if you at least go to see if you
we talked
grab that.
about it and I kind of wish I had, but
Mm,
we could always maybe who fucking knows. I mean, I don't know if I'm going to get another film job if I'm going to do something else or
mm, mm.
because I haven't really heard from those people at all, so I'm kind of just like
Them people. Yeah,
don't know.
but yeah, yeah. I mean, I'm sure they still upkeep everything there. And when I've been, if something's broken, like the next day it's not. Whereas
Yeah,
in America, it's like when's the last time the Yeti and on in Animal Kingdom even worked? Everest, that ride, yeah.
I
That
feel
one's
I've never been to that
notoriously
one.
that one's notoriously never worked. Like maybe it worked for like 2 hours the first day.
It was like the last time I went to Six Flags, like even we rode the stupid mine train and it was like like that shit is bumpy as hell.
It
You've
always
ridden
was though.
Goliath, right?
Like
The big
20
big
plus
tall
years
one.
ago.
Yeah,
Maybe
but
not.
that started getting bumpy. So like imagine that you're on a ride that's like, 200 feet in the air and it's like doing that. You're just like, "Oh God."
Yeah, yeah.
It's
Well,
like
it makes it more exciting. Um,
I don't, yeah, but it also made me kind of sick because it's like you're just going really fast and just being kind of uh I don't know. The thing they replaced the cyclone with is awesome though.
okay, that's cool. I mean, I don't see myself going to Six Flags over Georgia anytime ever. So,
Yeah, yeah, if you were here, why would you like honestly, if you were here and wanted to go to the amusement park. Just go to fucking Carowinds in North Carolina. It's better.
well, I honestly, I'll just like I'll do it. Oh, I haven't been. I don't like go to parks anymore. There's some
Yeah.
chitter chatter about me and my coworkers hitting Disney Sea on like a Monday in January or February because nobody's there. Then you just like you don't even have. Again, this was 15 years ago, but I remember going and it's like we were getting fast passes at the start of the day, and about by 11 a.m. we're like, why are we even getting fast passes? Nobody's here. And then
Yeah.
American Disney they don't really do fast pass now. It's like you have to like buy special ups and like weird bracelets and like like plan like a month in ahead and give
Well, apparently
Disney
they've
CEO
reduced
a BJ.
yeah, apparently they've reduced capacity, which I don't know if that helps, but the last time I went was for my friend's wedding, which was in 2013 and it was like one of those special events. So it was just a total nightmare to do anything or get anywhere.
Mm.
Um, but it was special to them.
No, I Tokyo
But
Disneyland because I would target Mondays or even like Thursdays or something in winter and there was a
mhm.
few times at land I was like I remember like maybe about 5 p.m. being like, gee, I wish there were more people. This was land.
Yeah.
Sea's great empty. This was land. I was like, I actually wish there were more people here.
Damn,
Feels
that's
weird.
weird.
Yeah, I was at Disneyland and wishing there was like a few more people there because it did feel abandoned. You could get on Peter Pan within 5 minutes that day or
Like
less.
I tried to be strategic when I went to Cedar Point in Ohio. You know about
Oh,
Cedar Point, right?
they have
It's
every
like
roller coaster. Yeah.
they have like 28 record-breaking roller coasters, but we went on basically right after the 4th of July during the week. And I was like, okay, July 6th and 7th, Monday and Tuesday or something like that. It was still like insane. Like it took us 2 days to ride everything. You know, it's still just kind of crazy waits, but
Yeah.
it's awesome if you ever if you're ever in the US for a long time and looking for some cool shit to do. That definitely is.
We got Fuji Q Highland, man.
Oh yeah, is that the back breaking one?
Yeah.
The roller coaster that breaks your back? Like, let me ride that shit.
I've ridden that one. I mean,
Yeah.
again, that was 2004, right? It was they closed it like 3 years ago, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, Dodumba.
Yeah, the
I
Dumba.
did. I did feel like I was gonna have a heart attack at the end of it, though. Sure, I wasn't worried about my back. I was worried about having a heart attack.
I feel like every time I see a picture of a really cool theme park, it's always in like Germany or something, but I have no
Oh, right.
real solid plans to go to Germany or
Mm. I
motivation.
right. I probably need a bump off, but Oh
There's
yeah.
there's a Wicker Man. Do you know about that? There's a Wicker Man roller coaster.
Oh, that sounds
It's
fun.
like
Does it
there's
have
fire all around it.
and bees? It has lots of
I don't
bees.
know. No, not that Wicker Man. The
Oh,
other one.
okay.
The good one.
I just okay. It's like if they're making a ride, they. I mean, the newer one is the more popular. No, the first one's definitely by far the best or better.
Well,
There's
didn't
no comparison. Well, that happens to
wasn't
be
the
a great
bees
movie.
scene a deleted scene even?
I don't know. I've never watched the newer one.
I haven't either. I think I heard it was a fucking deleted scene
I,
that
I
it
like
wasn't even.
I like the Christopher Lee one so much. I couldn't be I couldn't handle watching the newer one. I think, although I might at some point, but definitely not at the top of my list. Um,
Yeah, for years I've been considering growing my hair out so I could cosplay as Lord Summerisle for
oh,
Halloween.
oh yeah, that'd be cool.
Wouldn't be that hard to get the outfit. He's just like yellow shirt and the herringbone jacket, brown pants.
Yeah. Um. Anyway, like I said, I need a run, but
Yeah, you got to go.
it's Sunday night. If you want to jump in, it's going to be The Invaders. That's a good
Oh
one.
yeah,
Twilight Zone. So,
Invaders rules.
and then The Whole Truth, but I don't think we'll be talking that much about The Whole Truth.
Okay.
I think it'll if we actually have a focused conversation, which is also up for debate, it would probably be more invadery than The Whole Truthy.
Yeah, I'll try and make it to that because you know, shit is whatever now.
Yeah,
I'm
there's
not.
a fair amount of chit chat on the board, but this time I'm not going to change the time, except that the time already changed a little because of daylight savings. But I might play around like with when to do that because there's several people that sound like they want to do it, but middle of Sunday afternoon is not the best time. But then they have other
Yeah.
live chat stuff. So and I'm in Japan, so I'm like, when do I need to kind of
Well,
experiment?
you know, 6:30 on the West Coast is 9:30 here, and that's easier for me personally. But
Yeah,
uh, it's
I,
probably easier to get people on if you're like eight,
I think I'm going to do
5,
that
and
next
8 or
time,
something like
but
that.
this time I'm like it's Thanksgiving week in the States, so it's probably not even worth it, you know.
Yeah.
So maybe
Well,
next time I'll try doing it later if I can.
okay. Yeah,
So
later's always better for me, but I mean, if I get like a regular job, which I probably have to, then
right.
weekends will be easier.
Oh, right,
All
right. So okay, I'll catch you in the future.
right, later.
Stop.